my scrappy friends, how are you guys? I'm going to be using that sketch right there from scrappingwithchristine.blogspot.com, and it's by Christine Mayer, and I don't know if it had a number on it. So this is a layout I did maybe, I don't know, not quite 2 weeks ago now. It's been a while. So this is a Halloween layout. So I'm using a lot of old stash. Just trying to get my old holiday, I say holiday, fall stuff used up, and getting some of my older pictures from Halloween, past Halloweens. So I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I just cut, maybe looking through my papers. I know, oh yeah. I was looking to see, I wanted to put all 4 of these on one piece of cardstock, or pattern paper. I guess it didn't have to be cardstock. To just have one block. In the sketch, it has one photo, but I had these 4 pictures, and I just put them in my photo editor and on the computer, and I just made them smaller sizes. I generally use HP Creations because we use HP computers for the most part. The laptop that I use to do a lot of stuff isn't. But when I print stuff off, a lot of times I do it from my husband's computer, and since our printer is an HP, I believe, yeah, it's an HP PhotoSmart, then it's just easier to get on and use the photo app manager from the printer. So I just like to create my own collage, and I can pick the size of the paper that I want to put in, and I can pick the sizes. I can adjust. They do have templates to have different size pictures, to do a whole bunch of different stuff. But I find that if I want to get multiple pictures on, I'll just fool around with it, and that works well enough for me. I mean, I generally don't do much to my pictures to edit them anyway, so just kind of playing around with it. So right there, I was looking at the cut-aparts from Scraptastic. That was when they first came out. I had printed them off. I believe that was the same night I printed those off. Since I was on the computer, I figured I would do it. So I'm trying to remember if they had 3 stripes on. Yeah, they had 3 different stripes or pieces of paper or around that. So I'm just kind of going with the sketch, and I'm looking for papers that complement each other but are a little bit different. And I didn't want them to go completely all the way across the paper. Now that bottom paper right there is from Tim Holtz, the Ideology line that he has, and it's all distressed and grungy, and I don't even remember what is on the other side. But it's mostly travel themed stuff. So one side will be like vintagey type pictures or ephemera stuff on it, and then the other side will have some kind of texture to it. So I really just wanted that dark color just because I like the texture of that, like faux leather or suede or whatever it is. It almost looks like snakeskin. And I decided to go with that checkered houndstooth type of paper, and let's see, and I went with, I think that one was Cardabella, but I'm not positive about that. I used, the green one is or maybe it's Echo Park. It's from their boy line. that they had out like last year, I think maybe. And that one right there is We Are Memory Keepers Hall Pass collection, and that green one right there is Simple Stories from the Snap collection. So all those colors went well together, and so now I'm just trying to figure out what I want, because they had a piece that jets out that grounds your picture just a little bit better, or your pictures. So I'm just looking to see what is going to look good, what's going to complement each other, and so I'm just looking at all those. I have had no idea really what papers I was going to use, but I really wanted to use up a lot of these papers. The one paper right there is Fancy Pants, and that was from, I want to say it's like their As You Wish collection maybe, or something like that. But that was in the boys kit from a couple of months ago from Scraptastic. So I'm just using that up because I had a few pieces of paper left over from that collection, and their colors are pretty dark. But I really liked the green. I really thought it looks a lot like grass, but it kind of goes along with the fall thing. And this picture was taken in 2001. So we were still at Fort Bliss at that time, and in Fort Bliss, or in Texas, the West Texas, it's very close to Mexico, and it is desert, and it's close to New Mexico too as well, so it is dry and hot. So, but it's starting to cool down a little bit by Halloween. So it's not so hot that everything is super brown. Like, things start to come back alive a little bit because the temperature comes down a little bit. It's in the like high 70s and low 80s instead of, 90s. So I really liked that striped paper from Fancy Pants, and then that the We Are Memory Keepers paper, I think that one is also from Hall Pass. I think that might be the other side. But I like them. I will say that this is like way darker than what I'm used to scrapping now. And I've been having a hard time. Even I decided that I was going to do the Scrap Stash Kit Club because one of my subbies had mentioned it, and I know a few other ladies use it or do it on Nicole Jones 911, the Facebook page. So I thought, hey, I have a lot of this old paper from Die Cuts with a View, and I have some of this old Halloween or like fall papers and stuff that I would like to use up, so that next year maybe I can buy some nice current stuff. I'm realizing that I do really like the current stuff. I like to stay on trend, which is so not me in real life. In real life, like when it comes to clothes and stuff, I'm like, whatever, I'm fine with a pair of just shorts or jeans and like some kind of tank top and a t-shirt. And, I'm like, I do like some nice stuff, but it might not be necessarily in style, or if I happen to like it because it's in style, it's not because it's in style, it's just because that's what I can buy in the store. So I'm outlining these because I want to be able to see them just a little bit, because some of the letters kind of blend in, but I really just didn't feel like going back in and switching them out. That's really why I just kept them. I was like, I knew I wanted to use this sheet up, and a lot of the colors are very similar. So in real life, or when you're looking at the layout, like close up, they don't blend in as much as it does look, I think, on the screen. So that's one of the nice things about when you see a layout in person, it doesn't always look the way it looks when you take a picture of it or your video camera. So I decided, hey, I should use some of the stamps that I have because I've started to get a small collection of stamps and ink pads and stuff. So I pull out this Hero Arts, I believe it's Hero Arts, yeah, stamps, and they are supposed to go along with the Grand Bazaar collection from I want to say Echo Park, but it's not Echo Park. Basic Gray. There we go. So they're supposed to go along similar. So not that it really matters because I don't have it, but I thought that that brown color that I had would look really nice just to kind of put a little bit more attention to the title. So I just put those just randomly, you know, along with to follow the title that says Trick or Treat. So, and those letter stickers are from Simple Stories. I think they're all Simple Stories. So they had different colors. So here, let's see. I don't know. I know a few of my shots in here are a little funky. I'm not sure if it will fix itself, but here I'm cutting out, and I don't show all of me cutting everything out, I don't believe, or I thought I edited some of it, but I'm just picking out some of the pieces that I would like to use from this cut apart. And I got the printable sheet because I knew that I had some layouts that I would want to use some of these elements on, but I really didn't need a whole collection of Halloween papers. Though the other day I did go to the local scrapbook store, and I don't think I showed this on my video, but my kids seen a couple of the new Halloween papers, and so I picked some up. There's a purple one with spiders, which I might use that in my Hal kit, even though it's not old, because they have purple as one of the colors. So here I'm looking for something up in that top corner above that picture. And at first I think, oh, I'll use the apples because the colors go well. But then I flip it over and I really like the contrast of that blue. It has like birch trees. So I make like a flag banner thing and do all that fun stuff. And I think I ink everything in that brown ink, and that is just a basic cheaper brand of brown, just regular, I want to say regular ink. That's not really what I mean. I believe it's a dye ink, so I'm not really up on all the differences between the inks. I know there's pigment and there's dyes and there's, I don't know, some of them can get, I just look when I go to use it if it can get wet or not, because that will, like when I do media, other medias on, I want to know if it's going to come off. So as you can see, I cut a lot of that out, and I didn't show you guys me fussy cutting because it's really boring watch. Most of it's circles, and I actually was able to use my punch on some of them. So if you guys have different size punches and you don't use your silhouette and you get those and you don't have silhouette, you can use a punch on some of them. The bigger ones, I could use that punch that you can see up there. I want to say it's like 1.5 inches maybe. It's not huge, but it's not small. So it just took a little while to get it. So I'm just like layering things, trying to make this the sketch my style. And since I haven't been, things have been just like really crazy because we were getting ready. I did this right before my mother-in-law came to visit, which we had a lot of fun, even though we didn't do a lot because it was rainy like half the time she was here. which shouldn't surprise me because we're starting to get into the rainy season here in Hawaii, and we live near the mountains, so we get rain. It's not called tropical area for no reason, right? But we had fun. We did some fun stuff, and we went to the beach. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I show a lot of pictures of my layouts, but I also show pictures of just whatever I'm doing during the day with the kids or whatever. I don't post stuff every day, but I really do try to post at least a picture every day. So if you guys are into that kind of thing, you can always look me up. I'm at Dandelion 2002. So that's my username. I'll link it in too, so you guys can follow me. I'm also on Pinterest. I kind of just started doing that. I don't know. I don't go all crazy because you can spend a long time on there, guys. Oh my gosh. I guess you could just spend a long time on Facebook and Instagram, and I don't know about you, but a lot of times I just want to enjoy what everything is going on around me, right? So sometimes I have days where I just don't go on, and then I regret it because I have like 50 million different new things to look at. So I put these on Pop Dots because some of them I tuck underneath, some I put on Pop Dots. Ugh, can't talk tonight. And I did a circle out of that one just to kind of bring what I put up in that corner, because I extended that out past. And now that I'm looking at it over top, I'm not super thrilled with it, but when you look at the layout, it's not a big deal. I don't know. If I really don't like it, I could always go back and take it out and just leave the balloon and stuff, but it would be a lot of work. So sometimes things like that I just leave because I'm like, okay, you know, it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. The kids aren't going to care, and they're not going to care that some of my pictures are blurry. I know my daughter is, let's see, she's seen that costume, and that's Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, but she kept telling everybody she was Alicia from Diego. So that's like her favorite character on Diego. She's funny. And then my daughter Kaden is a kitty cat, and I just put a black nose on her, and the pictures are really, really blurry for the most part because my kids could not stand still. They were so excited about trick-or-treating because the year before we didn't go trick-or-treating. We went to a church Halloween thing, harvest party that they had, and the kids enjoyed it, but they were kind of young to do it. So I was like, I decided the next year that we would just go trick-or-treating, and my son, who was a little bit over 1, he pretty much rode because he wasn't really walking too well, but he did get a little bit of candy. The girls mostly shared their candy, and they were just so excited about all the candy they got, and they were excited to go trick-or-treating, and we went with some friends on post, so it was just a ton of fun. I'm just putting these chipboard pieces from Bo Bunny, and I put some enamel dots on, and I think that's about it. And you'll see some close-ups. Thanks you guys for watching and subscribing and listening to all my fun family stories, and listen to me yap away.